Some tames, some games go slipping through the cracks, but this one, real fun. Guys picking up the slack. There's no game too big, no game too small. If you need help, just call. Let's go. Welcome to Every Game Ever. I'm Griffin McElroy. Welcome back. If you've missed every other episode in this series, I'm trying to put together a comprehensive list of every video game I've ever played. That's what this column here on the That's what this column here on the left is for with the play button. That means I played it. This one means I finished it, the flag, and the heart means I really liked it a whole lot or even loved it. But I'm uncomfortable just throwing that word around. And then we got the pin for games I want to come back to. Last time we finished up the Super Nintendo Entertainment System, where we realized that we played how many? Let's see, 237 games. Gosh dang. Ending with Zoop. We're gonna end with Zoop a lot until we get out of the sort of 90s era, because Zoop was fucking everywhere, man. Today we move on to the Game Boy Entertainment System from the Nintendo Entertainment Company. Released in 1989 at a price point of $89.99 MSRP, which is something like $230 nowadays adjusted for inflation, but still, that's a wild price, y'all. They moved a lot of these things, and you could throw this down a 4-story stairwell, and it would be just fine when it arrived at the bottom. $89.99. Crazy. The batteries, a Game Boy was basically a subscription service for batteries. The batteries did cost you a lot. We're getting into some real spreadsheet magic today. I'm excited to dive in. I hope I can move through this one a little bit faster than SNES, because I didn't play a ton of Game Boy games. So let's get started, and we're going to go through it hot and fast, because it's hot and fast outside, and I'm trying to keep tempo. It's going to be a minute probably before we hit one that I definitely remember playing. What's up, chat? I'm trying to keep an eye on you. Game Boy is the GOAT. I preferred the Game Boy Pocket. I still have my Game Boy Pocket. A wonderful little device. It was a little. I got one of them little aluminum silver colored ones. Loved it. Loved that shit. Have always been curious about the Game Boy Light, which was only released in Japan, and it's backlit. That seems crazy. But those are pretty tough to find. Alleyway, yeah. I'm pretty sure when you bought a Game Boy, I mean, it came with Tetris, and if your parents loved you enough, they would get you Super Mario Land, unless it was a pack-in too. But Alleyway was like the other default one, because it was basically Pong. Basically Breakout. Happy Friday. Happy Friday, welcome. There's more than 20 Game Boy games. There's if you want me to go down the list, this includes ones released in Japan too, but I mean, we're looking at 877, ending with Zoop. Bookended by Zoop. So we're going to try and get through them so fast, because that's so many games. Keep on rocking. Amazing Spider-Man, yes. That was an all right one. When you're talking about Game Boy games, this thing was released in 1989. You got to grade it on a bit of a curve, because, a lot of these games, I feel, don't hold up when compared to their specifically Game Boy Advance counterparts, which was a fucking all-time club banger catalog of games available. How hard is it to mod Game Boys? Actually, I've never actually done one of the big ones, the DMG, I think it's called. Or maybe that's the battle rifle from Halo. I fucked around with a Game Boy Color. I think that's the earliest Game Boy that I've modded. Did a backlit Game Boy Color once. That was really cool. Doesn't work anymore. So my modding skills, obviously, my soldering abilities left a lot to be desired. Hey, what's another Bible? It can't be an actual Bible, can it? It's an anime Bible. I must look. I must see what another Bible is. And we'll do that here in this screen. Thanks to Long Play Forever. This game is 9.5 hours long. Is an Atlas, it looks like RPG. I'm going to guess released in Japan. A strategy RPG. What are we doing? Are we doing a little Fire Emblem here today? Fucking music rips. For as chippy and blippy as the music is on this entertainment handheld, There's some real fucking bangers on here. I have a lot of nostalgia for a lot of these sounds. This is not the Bible as I know it. I don't know that there's a lot of wyverns in the Bible. There's probably one or two. A lot of the time you forget there's some cryptids in the Bible. I don't know a wyvern is one of them. I'm curious about an Atlas RPG that's 9.5 hours long, released in 1995 for the Game Boy, that has the word Bible in it. Seems like there's a translation out there. I will hunt it down. Let's keep rocking. Aretha. This is another RPG that I don't believe came stateside. I mean, let's see what Aretha 3 is bringing to the table. It has nothing to do with this, with the singer. Into Game Boy. This must be using a 9x16 hack. That or this person maybe didn't format the video particularly correctly. Okay. Yeah, it just kind of looks like an RPG. We're going back home. Haven't played Aretha. Asteroids, yes. Asterix, no. I don't know Asterix from anyone. I've never really become familiar with Asterix. That's the Viking fella, I think. I know he's got a lot of toys out there. Attack of the Killer Tomatoes, yeah. Balloon Kid. I gotta make sure with Balloon Kid. Every third game released in this era had balloons in it. I don't want to get it confused with Balloon Flight or Ghost Boy. What's the Ghost game? We'll get around to it. Thank you, Retro Replay. Can you please show me Balloon Boy? Yeah, this is... Okay, so this is Balloon Flight, right? Because that's the music, I think. But did they just change it to Boy because it's a Game Boy game? That's going to happen a lot here, isn't it? Or Balloon Kid. My apologies. I like the music. Didn't play it. Sorry, Balloon Kid. We keep moving. We keep going. Bart Simpson's Escape from Camp Deadly. I don't think so. Baseball? Yeah. Awesome. Awesome that in '89 when they released this thing, they could just make a baseball game and call it baseball. A lot of people saying Balloon Kid rules. Wow, a lot of Balloon Kid love in the chat. It's made by Shigesato Itoi. Oh man, I know I should recognize that name off the top of my head, but I don't. Oh, Earthbound. Yeah, sure. Cool. I didn't know anything about Balloon Kid, but it seems fun. I don't think I'm gonna queue it up, but let's keep rocking. Batman. Okay, we got a lot of Batmans. What was the earliest Batman? We definitely had a Batman game, and I feel like it was just called Batman. So maybe it was Batman the video game. We have a lot of... Our dad took extensive home videos of us, specifically on major holidays. We have a lot of video footage of Christmases in particular. So we can go back and get a little bit of visual confirmation on some of this stuff if we wanted to. But I know for a fact, because everyone had Batman fever when we got one of these bad boys. And it must have been 1990. So I would have been freaking 3.5. Just a babe. Yeah, dude. I do have a lot of fondness for Game Boy. Even though a lot of the games I don't think hold up now. I feel like it's the first, like, gaming console or handheld or whatever that I can remember entering our home. The NES was already there, but the Game Boy I was all about. Great video of me playing a Castlevania game on the Game Boy, like, the day after Christmas, and just being a irascible little toddler, and I'm going, oh... And my Wobby was like, what happened? I was like, I died. So cute hearing a 3-year-old say that. Anyway, yeah, good one. Haven't loved one of these yet. Don't read too much into that. Battle Arena Toshinden. That was like a PS1 game, I assumed. Yeah, 96. Not sure. Iwata Program Balloon Kid. That's probably why I recognize the name of it. Some baseball love. Yeah, a licensed game Griffin has never played. It's gonna be... Listen, I just didn't play a lot of these, gang. I was pretty young when these bad boys were coming out. I had no means of acquiring... Battle City sounds familiar. Of acquiring games at this point. Not that I did when I was an older child, but I learned how to trade things in at Babbage's. Thanks to Babbage's for supplying... Yeah! Yeah, Battle City. Sure, Battle City. I feel like I played this somewhat recently on an emulator because I was like, that's a cool name for a game. And it's all right if you like shooting, if you like tanks. Toshinden's a fighting. I recognize that. I just was surprised to see it here on the Game Boy list for Toshinden. Okay, keep going. Battle Dodgeball? No. Battle of Kingdom, Battleship, no. Battletoads? Yeah. Wait, why were there 2 Battletoads games called Battletoads, both released on the Game Boy? Let's get to the bottom of this. This is 91 Battletoads from World of Long Plays. Just an oscillator so chunky you can feel each individual vibration of those stanky waves coming at you. Okay, so what's the other Battletoads? Is this perhaps a... Okay, yeah. Those are the same thing. I will mark the 93 one. I don't know. Battletoads Double Dragon, not on Game Boy. Beethoven, a licensed Game Boy game based on the Huge Dog. I don't think so. Beetlejuice sounds right. Doesn't Beetlejuice sound like one we all kind of played? The Battletoads Double Dragon game sucks ass. I love it. Okay, I'll take a look at it after I take a look at the Beetlejuice game, because I feel like I can imagine the Beetlejuice anthem in chiptune in my head. Yeah, dude. LJN. When LJN rolled up, you knew it was gonna be a fucking party. What does LJN stand for? It's an American toy company. What does it stand for? He used funds from his employer, Jack Friedman, who founded LJN, who made a bunch of not great games. His employer was called Norman J. Lewis. Norman J. Lewis Associates. That's where the company name LJN is derived. So it's the backwards initials of the company that gave him money to make the company. Not the most exciting story. Actually, this doesn't look right to me. That's a scary Beetlejuice. Let me tell you something. I'm 39 years old. Beetlejuice doesn't scare me anymore. That scares me a little bit. That's a creepy pasta. We're going back home. Looks like a scary Undertale bad guy. Y'all play Chapter 5 yet, by the way, Deltarune? Just beat the secret boss today. Feeling pretty good about that. Won't go into it for spoilers' sake, but what a goddamn banger. What a fucking nonstop. I've been thinking about adding a thing to this series of just like a journal of what I am playing. Let me know if you like this idea or not. Of like games I'm playing right now, so that when I get to them, I can come back, I can take a look at the journal and be like, oh yeah, I did say Beetlejuice too many times. I need an exact count so I can end it on a multiple of 3 and banish him. Or do you have to get Beetlejuice to say his name backwards? He's gonna come and randomize our spreadsheets? Amanda can fix it. Amanda can fix anything. Didn't play Beetlejuice. Anyway, I want to talk about games that I'm also now playing so that I can keep tabs on that a little bit easier. Bionic Commando Game Boy? Yes, it's okay. So let me know what you think about that. I don't want to spend like a ton of time on it, but... okay. Blades of Steel, yeah, actually. Blades of Steel, weirdly, yeah. I feel like I'm going to remember a lot doing this series, and one of those things I remember might just be that I've played like 50 different hockey games. Yeah, that's tight. Who we got? What teams? We got license? I mean, we got the city names, but can we call them the things? Music's pretty good. Okay. Yeah, Blades of Steel's fucking great, man. I didn't care about hockey, but like, this may be actually my first hockey game that I ever played. This may be my first exposure to hockey. Wow. I love hockey now. Big fan. Big fan. Blues made some wild moves in the draft. I'm not sure I understand. I barely understand like that side of hockey because I'm not coming at this thing from like a sports background. But it seems wild to me. It just seems like Calvin Ball every year. Everyone's passing around their draft picks and just like, line up, guys. Fucking line up and take turns and pick the guys. It's not that hard. And why are we doing a lottery for any... Anyway. We keep going. Black bass lure fishing. Why does that sound familiar? So far, this episode of this series has been like fucking Memento. Okay, well, this is maybe a Game Boy Color version. Yeah, it was released in 99. We'll have to be very careful of that. Look at those. Look at that 3D simulation. The texture pop in is a challenge. I will admit that. I haven't played this. I don't know why it sounds so familiar. Blades of Steel. Yes, sorry, I missed that one. Did I go backwards? I think I did. My apologies. Blues Brothers, no. Bomb Jack, yes. Bomb Jack, yes. Just to confirm, Bomb Jack, yes. I believe, why does Mighty Bomb Jack also sound right to me? I definitely played Bomb Jack. I love this era where they put the name of the game right on it while you're playing it. You have constant confirmation. This is Bomb Jack. I'll bring you into the blues fandom by hook or by crook. There's never been a better time to become a blues fan except for 2019 when they were way better, like way fucking better. Like way, way, way better. Bomberman GB. God damn it. I've played a Bomberman. Yeah. Bomberman GB released in 94. Could that be right? I just fucked up the link on that one part of the spreadsheet. That's okay. Yeah, I remember. Yeah. This isn't quite the Bomberman that I love. It's not quite the competitive kind of Bomberman experience that I did prefer. This must be a symptom of like the US and Japanese releases happening in different years. That's all I can assume. Bomberman GB featured Wario? Okay, that sounds familiar as well. We'll get to Booby Boys, chat. We'll get to it quick, because I didn't play the Bonk games on Game Boy. All right. I mean, if you need me, I'm going to maybe open up a private tab. I'm going to open up a private tab for this. I'm going to actually, before I share this on... Okay, this was a Japanese release. Here, I found a video of a fan translation. Okay, I think we're in the clear here. Boop. All right. Looks like he's going around and killing guys and collecting Christian crosses. Boy, that transition to the score screen scared me, because what if this was also like a, had soft Game Boy nudity in it? He's just burying fools, Booby Boy is. This seems cool, actually. I understand, I guess, why it didn't come here, but Booby Boy seems all right. If the game was released in the 90s, it's probably SFW. I'd tell that to Leisure Suit Larry. That man's a fucking pervert. I'll queue up Booby Boys. Who gives a shit? This is my fucking list. Sorry for cussing so much. It's been a rough week. Boomer's Adventure in Asmic World? Wait, yeah. Yeah, I think I have... I don't know if I've played this one or just researched it because the name is so, like, outrageous. Yeah, dude! Yes! I love this fucking guy! Oh my god! Yes, Boomer! Guys, we had this one and I played it a lot and I didn't even think about it. I didn't even remember it. Yeah, man! Oh my god, guys. Did you see the joy in my eyes? I was just talking about what a rough week it's been, and it's been fucking rough. But Boomer came through, and he's here to show us a good time. What we working with, Boomer? I remember collecting stuff. I remember getting points. I remember I never made it past, like, maybe stage 5, because there's a lot of mazes. There's, like, a lot of mazes. I remember getting the seashells. Wow, Boomer. This is an okay Boomer. It doesn't seem like a great game, but that fucking little... Did you see that dirty little seashell? He just buried a little boomerang. Boomer's not even gonna get it. You gotta get the boomerang, dude. It's vital. It's vitally important. I found Boomer. What does this game turn into, though? Is like I think it's kind of just this. I could swear there's a way to attack guys if you really need to, but they don't seem to be employing it. Are you sure this isn't a reskinned Godzilla game? No, dude, it's Boomer. You can get the roller skates, and those make you go faster. Boomer. My man, my dog. What's the true ending? He just leaves. Well, I did it. I killed all the seashells. Just as Boomer managed to beat the enemy and get outside, the tower came crashing to the ground with a resounding boom. After the smoke had cleared, there was nothing left but the peaceful place. Boomer was welcomed as a hero, and the people lived happily ever after. Yeah, man, I get it. Those seashells were a menace. Those little hermit crabs. Boomer had to destroy, he had to devastate their ecosystem. Are they going to show the tower coming to the ground? No. The rolling credits is just like, trust. Just imagine this tower falling down. We ran out of money. Fucking thank you, Boomer and Asmic World. What the hell is Asmic World? What is that? Asmic. What is Asmic? If I Google that, am I going to get anything? No. Okay. I don't know why that game is called that. Asmic was the company that made it, I guess. Okay. Cool. Yeah. This says that it's a Japanese film production and distribution company. In the past, the company distributed video games. Okay. Interesting. Now they're called Asmic Ace because of mergers and stuff. That's a cool name. Boomer. Damn, dude. I love Boomer. No, I didn't finish Boomer. I love Boomer. Boulder Dash. Yeah, I love Boulder Dash. A lot. Boxel, no. Let's keep zooming. Bram Stoker's Dracula. Why do I remember this not being quite so good? Asmic is the company. Yes, thank you. I did not realize that. Bram Stoker's Dracula. What were you? Oh, certainly not. This must be like a YouTube compression issue. Surely not. Guys, that's one of the worst. One of the worst sounds I ever heard. One of the worst sounds I ever heard. I'm gonna check another video of Bram Stoker's Dracula because maybe. Okay, no. There's game registry down there. That's just what the game sounded like, gang. We did not play that one. Okay. Breakout Lava Lamp Game Boy? Nope. Released in 23. That sounds cool. Bubble Bobble. Yes. Yes. But I didn't know they made a part 2. Bubble Ghost? Fucking rips. Never beat it because it's so hard. But I feel like this one is one that... I'm going to go ahead and mark Bubsy too because I did play that. This is one that has gotten, I would say, a real shot in the arm from the speedrunning community. It's a game about a ghost that blew a bubble, and you gotta go through it, and you can't touch any walls. Ah, sorry. The music slaps. The gameplay's good. It's a challenging experience. It's fun to watch speedruns of it. It's Bubble Ghost. They got the name of the thing right there. Do not get it twisted. This is Bubble Ghost, not Bubble Goose. You did it. Hey, who the fuck made this game? Pony Canyon. Okay. Listen, we gotta stop. I was so disoriented, guys. That felt like 10 minutes of Bubble Ghost. I apologize. So this was originally an Atari ST game, released in '87. But who made the Game Boy version? Let's see. Game Boy version is the first French game adapted for the Game Boy. Music written by Hitoshi Sakimoto, who did music for Final Fantasy Tactics and Final Fantasy 12. God damn. Bubble Ghost. Bubble Ghost fucking rips, gang. It's a good game. I never finish it because it's hard. I want to play Bubble Ghost. You missed Booby Boys. You can go back if you need to watch it. It's very interesting. Something tells me you're not going faster than SNES. You're right. No more fun. No, I'm just kidding. I made those rules. Burger Time Deluxe. Yes. Burning Paper. No. No, of course not. Buster Bros. Yeah. These are the guys, and they shoot their stuff upwards, and they gotta pop stuff, and then it splits into multiple pieces, and it's really hard. Capcom Quiz. Curious about that, but not curious enough to dive in. I want to get to more games that I know I've played, like Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. Well, okay, hold on. Castlevania The Adventure, yes. Castlevania 2, Belmont's Revenge. Oh, shit. I had a Tiger Electronics version of this. I'm almost certain I've played the game also. Let's dip in. Let's dip in and see. I can't possibly do Tiger Electronics on here, right? Are we calling that are we calling those games that I need to log here? Because I remember distinctly playing the Tiger Electronics version of Castlevania 2 Belmont's Revenge. But I'm sure the music slaps, but I do want to. Belmont's Revenge Tiger Electronics game. I just want to make sure this is a real thing. No, doesn't say so. Oh, no, yes, there is. Look at this shit. Hold on. I'll pull it in here 1 second. Look at him. This is Simon's Quest. This is maybe what I'm remembering. Okay, yeah, this is a different thing entirely. Doesn't that shit look cool? Imagine being 4 years old with that in your... Oh, sorry, I'm blocking the game. Can I scroll to Vampire Killer? Can I just, like, find it? Is that maybe final level music, maybe? Okay. No. What are we working with here? It's amazing how they managed to get the, like, insane just music of the Castlevania world. Nothing goes harder than those fucking arpeggios, those ostinatos. They go so hard. Castlevania Legends? No, not 97. Need to cover Tiger just for the Doug game. The one with the dedicated Doug button. The other button on the Doug game, I mean, it's internet legend at this point. I'll be heartbroken if I ever find out that this image is doctored in some way. Open image in new tab. You can see we got a Doug. Oh wait. I think I have to take us back to gameplay. Okay, I'll take us back to gameplay. We got Doug, and then we got, we got faster. Those are the two, that's the two ways you can go on the Doug game. You have no option but to Doug. The only choice we get to make in this life is the tempo with which we Doug. The Tiger Electronics handheld design was an aesthetic. It surely hugely was. God damn, that's one that I do wish I had a mounting collection for. I bet you that shit's hard. Because I don't think there's like a whole aftermarket of people out there making fake versions of and then selling on eBay and Etsy like they do with all the Game Boy kind of cartridges. I don't think there's anyone out there making Tiger Electronics handhelds. I don't even know how one would go about that. But there's a few that I would love to get my hands on. Not to play, of course. Jesus Christ. Centipede, yes. I'm kind of realizing a lot of the shit I've played is just like really old era Game Boy games. The Chess Master, I'm gonna take a peek because I know I've played the Chess Master and probably, if I'm being honest, on a few different platforms. Can we get the Nintendo chime in there? Hello. That's good. I like this kindly wizard. Hello. Welcome to Chess Master. Sorry, he talks. I talked over him. Crosstalk is an issue even on videos where I do it by myself. Welcome to Chess Master. I like that. Does he talk anymore? Talk to me more, Gandalf. What do we do? Oh, boy. Ooh. No more moves. No take back. Here we go. Oh, chess master. Oh, chess master. This is an aesthetic, gang. Really deliberating. Really taking our time. Yeah. Oh, I see. We're going... Oh, the Sicilian. This is an interesting opening from white. Rarely do you see the E4, E5 capture. All right. We do get a little bit more talking. Can I see a checkmate? Because I bet there's a great fanfare for that. And I bet you I don't have to look at the results here. I'm guessing white gets mated because... Oh, you know what? Maybe not. That one voice clip is a fourth of the cart. You're probably right.
Checkmate.
Oh, never mind. That's all you get. I didn't play this, but I like it. Keep going. Keep going. Let's scroll down a little bit. Chuck Rock, not on Game Boy. Cool Spot, Cool World Game Boy. I mean, I do feel compelled to check out every version of Cool World that exists because it sucks in such a fascinating way to me. Here we got a no death. Shit, I think I played this. Shit. Yeah. Yeah. So this is better. This is better. First of all, the Cannonbolt running animation on my man, whose name I think is Mike Cool, is like sick. I love that shit. That looks really good. I was doing a little pixel art learning earlier this year, back when I still had time. And they teach you that, like, make the back leg a different color thing. And that really opened a lot of doors for me. I love this style. But also, it's a little bit more engaging, I would say, than the main sort of loop of SNES Cool World, which was, I don't know, man, jump on top of 1,000 roofs looking for one key. And then you'll get to look at a pixelated image of a babe. That's Cool World. Congratulations, Cool World. I played you. Welcome to the team. Crash in the Boys Street. Crash in the Boys Street challenge? Crash in the Boys? Crash in the Boys. Oh, shit. Wait, this is a... Sorry, I'm so sorry. Is this a track and field game? Guys, what are we doing? What is this? Because it looks like a River City Ransom. Okay. Hold on. Okay. So yeah, this was an Olympic-style game. It was only released in Japan on Game Boy. Guys, this is a whole universe I'm learning about right now. I thought, is this based in the Double Dragon universe? I don't think so. It's just Street Olympics. No, come on. Is this River City Ransom? Chat, I need help. Sort of a River City Ransom. Makes you think of the band and Scott Pilgrim named after this, so that's why I recognize that. Yeah, this is definitely not the Game Boy version. He just pile-drived his opponent, which I don't think you're... Oh, wait, this is fighting, so you can do that. I thought this was volleyball for a second. This seems cool. I like how that looks, so I'm going to put it on my queue. Crystal Quest? No. Nope. Darius? Yeah. That was the shooter? Yeah. Doop. Rescue. Okay, David Crane's The Rescue of Princess Blobette. Is this a boy and his blob adventure? I can't tell. Starring a boy and his blob. Okay, yeah. So we do get confirmation of that. Double Dragon is sort of siblings to Kunio. Okay. Okay, there's a ton of Kunio spin-offs. The Clash at Demon Head is a game too. I don't think I ever really knew. I knew the Clash at Demon Head was a game, and that's what they call. Isn't that what the band is called in Scott Pilgrim? I think so. Yeah, I played this. I don't remember the subtitle on it, but Boy and his Blob rules, man. You got this little. You got your little jelly friend, and I guess he's a blob. And you throw him different jelly beans, and he helps you solve puzzles. David Crane, you're sick for this one, dude. No fall damage, I guess. Look at him happily bouncing. That's a friend right there. What are you using? Lime equals key, of course. You just had to kind of remember this shit. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Fuck yeah, Boy and his Blob. Played you. I think the NES version is maybe the superior version of Boy and his Blob, but I remember playing that one very distinctly. Dick Tracy on NES, not here, I don't think. Let's see. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, Disney. Disney, no. All right. Let's work through this, okay? Let's work through this. Darkwing Duck, yes. Great license action platformer thing. DuckTales, fuck. It's a weird pair of words to, yeah. Yes, just, sorry, yes. What was I thinking? Yes. Here and on NES 2. DuckTales 2, I think I remember also, or maybe, did this one not come out in the States? We'll see. It's usually pretty, this is a Capcom jammer. Yay! Yeah. Yeah, man. Feed it to me slowly like grapes. This is absolutely my shit. God. Oh, don't make the soundtrack go away. I want to know who made the music for the DuckTales games. Hiroshiko Tonomura made the... That was the NES music. I mean, it's fucking all time. Listen to this. Just vibes through the fucking roof, gang. I've been doing a lot of just kind of bopping to the music this week. But it's not my fault, because it slaps so goddamn good. Mulan, no. Pocahontas, no. Tailspin, no. No, I think we can safely get through a lot of these. Yes, I can remember. I'm gonna need confirmation on this, because I feel like the Game Boy version of The Lion King did have a perversely bit-crushed Nathan Lane doing his Timon, saying, "It starts." Let's see if we can... If it happens soon. Maybe that's just in the SNES and Genesis versions. I love him so much. I would do anything for Game Boy Simba. I would do anything for Game Boy Simba and Game Boy Rafiki. I would do anything for them. Guys, this is really good art. And we may have never seen it without this series. What important work we're doing here. Chat, clip that. Just clip this. Can you clip an image from a stream? I don't know, but look at him. Look at both of them. Rafiki's so proud. Oh, man. Oh, man, that's really, really excellent. Thank you so much, Game Boy Lion King. I didn't play you, but holy shit, that was really good. Disney's Toy Story on Game Boy? No. Okay, we're through Disney. Where are we at on time? 11:41. Not bad, not bad. Dodge Boy. Dodge Boy. No, I don't know Dodge Boy. Doki Doki Penguin Land. Almost certainly not. Okay. The Donkey Kongs, yes. We played that one, the original Donkey Kong. That one was great. I remember, I have a very fond memory of playing Donkey Kong on the Game Boy and beating like the first 4 levels or whatever, and then it kind of opens up and it's like, by the way, there's like infinity more levels. The Game Boy soundtracks are providing a healing space for me for the week. Donkey Kong Land was great, gang. Donkey Kong Land was an ambitious attempt to bring the Donkey Kong Country gameplay to the Game Boy. Donkey Kong Country, famously graphically robust. I believe it introduced the Super FX chip or was among the first generation of games using the Super FX chip, if I'm not mistaken. To bring this to the Game Boy and have it not suck absolute shit is quite the task, and I'll tell you, Rare figured it out, man. Look at that. That kind of looks like a Game Boy. It kind of looks like the Super Nintendo guys, right? This must be like a Wii virtual console deal. I don't know why the music's so quiet. Okay, I'm sorry. I gotta find a version that has better the music you can hear a little bit more. So I bet it's great. Let's try this one. Here we go. Oh. God, that's good. The Donkey Kong Country Game Boy Color ports were even better? Sure. Everything was better on the Game Boy Color. It was stronger console. Like, this may be tough to have the context for if you weren't around back then or playing games back then, but like, that's pretty good for the Game Boy. Like, that is moving very, very smooth for the Game Boy, and it is moving very fast, and it looks great. Just really impressive. I definitely played Donkey Kong Land, and loved it. Donkey Kong Land 2, yes. And Donkey Kong Land 3, I don't feel like I dipped into. If that was the one with, who I can never remember the name of the boy Kong who is not this guy. I don't remember his name. Really sorry. They used to run on batteries. Yeah, they would run on, I believe it was 4 in the Game Boy Standard. I believe they got that down to 2 for the Pocket. Or maybe they used AAAs for the Pocket. And you would go through those shits pretty fast, but not nearly as fast as the Game Gear. Yeah, look at that, man. It just looks like a Super Nintendo game, except for, you know, how it looks. It moves like a Super Nintendo game. I think I played all these shits. We're going to mark them all down. Oh shit, I played that Childhood Memories on the F word, locked. Yeah, I'm glad, Nick. This is why we do this. Sometimes we remember our good pal Boomer, who showed us his wonderful Asmic world. Okay, Double Dragon on the Game Boy. I don't think so, honestly. Double Dragon 3, the Rosetta Stone is a wild name for the game. Double Dribble? Ooh. Let's have a peek. Double Dribble 5-on-5. Nah. Sorry, Double Dribble. Didn't play you. Double Yakuman is a strategy top-down cards tiles game that I did not play. Keep going. Dr. Franken back. Dr. Franken 2? What? My man got a sequel on the Game Boy. I love that this one's called Real-Time Long Play No Death, except for the one that Dr. Franken clearly experienced. Whoa. Before you can pass, I want to be fed. What's going on with his body and sound? We got 3 Franks left. Normalize calling the amount of continues or one-ups that you have just the name of the guy. Do you know what I mean? In Star Fox, when you get an extra life, we need to be calling those an extra fox. I need to get to where he doesn't have whatever this power-up is. This looks rough, Dr. Franken, if I'm being honest, man. Dr. Franken, we gotta have words about your user interface. I'm worried about the experience. What is going on, Dr. Franken? You're embarrassing me. I vouched for you. Dr. Mario, yeah. Dragon Slayer? No. Dragon's Lair? Did I play the Dragon's Lair Game Boy port? They never made a good Dragon's Lair port. So, yeah, but wait. Oh, man. I do remember trying to get past the shitty bridge in a... No. Look at this. This ain't it. I definitely played a Dragon's Lair port that was, like, really, really, really chunky and bad, but it kind of looked like Dragon's Lair, not whatever that is. Didn't play that. How the fuck does Dr. Franken have an underwater level? I don't know. Does he need to breathe? Does Frankenstein need to breathe? Probably. Maybe. Underwater and outer space seem like two environments Frankenstein's monster was not particularly designed for. Maybe, unless, I don't know, he doesn't need to breathe. How on earth does Dr. Mario work without proper colors? I'll tell you, my friend. Dithering. So much dithering. That's what that means when the pixels make a sort of checkerboard pattern. It's like dithering. So you got like really 3 types, I guess. You got the white and then the black and then the dithery doos. Anyway, keep going down. Dragonborn, no. Earthworm Jim on Game Boy, no. I think we are making better time here than on the SNES. Let's see if we can get maybe halfway through it today. I would be happy with that. Felix the Cat on Game Boy. Let's check. Boomer's got me feeling paranoid because I feel like I'm going to log into one of these gameplay videos and it's going to unlock a fucking Ratatouille reverie in me. What was Felix the Cat's deal? Oh, he's in a tank. That's fun. I never played this game, but I like old Felix. I don't know what his deal is. I forget his whole deal, but I just kind of like the idea of him, you know? Nope, no FIFAs. No FIFAs today. Ooh, here we go. Here's a good one. So we'll start with Final Fantasy Adventure, because that was the weird one. I want to get my facts straight here, because I failed you all when talking about the Mana series during our SNES sort of run. Okay, so Final Fantasy Adventure, known in Japan as Seiken Densetsu Final Fantasy Gaiden. So this was Seiken Densetsu 1. Seiken Densetsu 2 was Secret of Mana, I think. And then Seiken Densetsu 3 never came to the States, but is kind of a sequel to Secret of Mana, right? Yes, the Saga games. The Final Fantasy Legend was the Saga game. We'll get into that. Final Fantasy Adventure, though, great game. The music I have specifically for Final Fantasy Legend, the like opening screen for that game. Oh, this is good too. So good. Beautiful. Trials of Mana is Seiken 3. Okay. I've never really played much of that one. Okay. So this was like, you know, action RPG. But really good. Tough to hang with now, I think. Just because a lot of the puzzles and, you know, the combat doesn't feel so amazing. I don't think I ever beat this game because it didn't really telegraph a lot of its stuff especially well. The music is fantastic. All the Final Fantasy games, I mean, in general, the Final Fantasy games have incredible music. Girl? Maybe that's just a name that they gave. But you have your multiple weapons, right? You got your chain. You're charging it up. You got all that mana stuff going on in here. So, yeah, we played this one. It's good. It's good. Do we love it? I don't know. I don't know that I love any of these. Maybe for the original Final Fantasy Legend. Final Fantasy Legend was more traditional Final Fantasy turn-based RPG stuff going on. I don't know if this is true in 2 and 3. I've played them all, but it's been a minute. But I played a lot of Final Fantasy Legend. And that you made your party at the beginning of the game. And it wasn't kind of like Final Fantasy on the NES, where you were choosing, you know, the mainstay, white mage, black mage, red mage. Listen to this goddamn... Oh, listen to this theme song. You weren't just using Final Fantasy classes. You could, like, add a zombie or an albatross to your party, or a skeleton. I appreciate them just letting it sit here. That's like up there with the Prelude, gang. That's like peak Final Fantasy music for me. Okay, let's get into the actual game. Hard-ass game, though. Punishing. All those... I mean, a lot of those old JRPGs never really did a great job of kind of telling you where you were headed, or where you could head, or if you would be ready for the things you found while you were there, which was just the style at the time, but I was just too young. Good overworld music, too. Fuck. Like, this is just a village full of monsters. Bye-bye. I mean, I could go on. The music's so good. The music in this game is fantastic. And I kind of want to go back and play it just for that. And maybe check out the other Final Fantasy Legend titles while I'm up in it. I'll just mark that one and I'll remember to go check out the other ones too. Hard games. But, like, another thing to kind of keep in mind, and we'll cover this, I imagine, in detail when we get to Pokemon, is that there weren't a ton of, like, huge games on Game Boy, like, or at least games that felt huge. At least not in our household, right? You had a lot of licensed platformers. You had a lot of, you know, Dr. Mario, tennis. They're great, but it wasn't like you know, like a Chrono Trigger or like a big meaty thing. And Final Fantasy Legend absolutely was that. Was to scale with a lot of those old JRPGs. Even if they were too hard for me to make much progress in. Let's keep going. Flintstone's King Rock Treasure Island. I didn't play those, but I've been thinking about that Sierra Madrox game like a whole lot since we talked about it. Frisky Tom. I'll check you out just for the name. I'm curious about you, Frisky Tom. Another Google search I do feel like I need to be careful with. Yeah, this, I don't think this one we got in the States. Frisky Tom doesn't seem... What are you doing, Thomas? I don't like the way Thomas moves. I don't like that at all. How many shades of green did the Game Boy game designers have to work with? The Game Boy was a 4-bit console. So we had, you know... going from like a dark green that was supposed to be like the black side of the palette, and then the lighter side, and then there were like 2 different shades of gray that you had mixed in there in the middle. Frisky Tom didn't pay out even a little bit. My apologies. We got Frogger. No. Game & Watch Gallery. No. Game Boy Camera. Yeah! I finished Game Boy Camera. God damn, I love the Game Boy Camera. Game Boy Camera is one core memory shit of, like, a big trade-in of a lot of my... So I feel like I traded in Chrono Trigger to buy Game Boy Camera. I traded in a lot of Super Nintendo games in particular to get it, because it was 1998, and I told myself, I'll be a PlayStation man soon. I don't need these old cartridges. So now I'm realizing I kind of am mad at the Game Boy Camera, because I made a terrible decision. economically, emotionally speaking, trading in a lot of classic SNES games that would be worth a mint now for the Game Boy camera. That said, I don't regret it because, man, I played with the Game Boy camera so much. I still have my Game Boy camera. Let's take a look at some of it, because this is gonna, you talk about a walk down memory lane. Oh man, that's good. Get ready for, whoa, this is not the thing I thought it was. This is a creepypasta. Let's find the real one. How about this one? This one seems a little bit better, doesn't it? Yeah, that's the real. My apologies. I hope I didn't just give everyone a ring curse. Us watching this real shit will purify this space. Now, don't get me wrong. There's some very scary stuff that happens in the actual Game Boy camera. We don't need to go any deeper. Like the error screens. I think we're gonna get a look at one of them right here. Let's see. Whenever you like try to use the link cable, but the link cable wasn't like plugged in or something, it would just show you a pretty horrifying little face for a while. This user interface is so good. This is like where you choose which mode you want to do when you run. What is that? I don't know. Why is he there? Why is it so scary? I don't know. This shit's so weird, and it was also a camera. Why? I don't know. Why do they have all these little jokes in there? That's a scary one, too. This is just, I guess, a playthrough of all the weird interstitial... okay, yeah, there was like a... what do you call this guy? Space Invader type deal. Really good. Can we actually see the camera working, though? We might not have room for that. You could play ball. So they were basically Game & Watch games that were mini games. But guys, you could actually take pictures with this thing too. And this was before like digital cameras were like a thing that you could really get when you were a kid's age. Oh, I love the credits theme for this one too. Let's hear that. I remember taking this thing to church with me all the time, taking pics on all of our different retreats. I had a Game Boy printer, gang. I would print out little stickers for my friends. How good are these credits, too? Thanking all these people and talking about how special a project this was. What a good one. Game Boy camera. Man. Do we want to put it... I'm feeling maybe like a pinnacle. I'm feeling... This is my personal list. And it may be the Game Boy game that I spent the most time playing. I don't think any of the, like, Game & Watch, you know, little mini games on here are anything I would ever want to sort of play recreationally, I guess. We're gonna, yeah. I thought about it for too long for it not to go on here. I feel like this is our first real wild pick here. This is our first real outside shot. This one, we are really making a name for ourselves by putting the Game Boy camera up on the pinnacle. I got to, gang. I love these shits. This thing has more personality than any other gaming hardware thing that maybe ever came out. Love Game Boy camera. We'll go to the mat for it. It was worth trading in all of these classic SNES games that I now can no longer acquire for this beautiful boy. Just a creative spark imbued in me by this lovely little device. Game Boy camera. Didn't expect that one. Wasn't ready for that one. But we put them in there. Just checking. I wasn't looking at you took it to church and brought the demons in? Hey. It was super boring. We went all the time. And it was super duper duper boring. I have a lot of Game Boy related memories at church. I'll tell you this. I remember finishing Donkey Kong Land there at church. I remember during the Easter pageant, backstage, with my boy Travis Torlone. Game Boy Link camera cable going together because he caught a Kangaskhan, and it was the only one I couldn't catch because Kangaskhan was fucking impossible to catch in Pokemon Red and Blue. But he got one, traded it to me, that finished out my set. Anticlimactic way to get there for sure. But I got my little certificate, and then guess what I printed out on? The Game Boy printer, which was also lit. Gargoyle's Quest. We got a special request to check out Gargoyle's Quest. Uh-oh. What are we working with here? Okay, so this is like the Super Nintendo one. I have not played this. Yeah, all right. I love Gargoyle's Quest, but on the SNES, I don't know about all this. Gary Kitchen's back with Super Battle Tank War in the Golf. We already know sort of what he brings to the table. And then I got Missing No and corrupted my file like we all did. For real. Then I remember spending the night at my friend Bryce's house, and I was like, let's battle our fucking guys together. And then I turned on my Game Boy, and all my dudes were gone, and it made me start a new game. Brutal. But a lesson in sort of Zen-like radical acceptance. So thank you for that, Game Freak. Would have loved to keep all my dudes, but it is what it is. Played it again when it was Pokemon Yellow anyway, so. All right, let's keep going on down. Hey, so there's a Gary Kitchen, and then we do have a Jerry Anderson. It's interesting, but no. Doop, doop, doop. No. Golf, yeah. I'm not going to show you golf. It was golf. It was good. It was good golf. For the Game Boy. Loved it. Launch game, I think? 89? The Game Boy camera was used to create the cover art for Neil Young's Silver and Gold. I did not know that. That's amazing. I did find... Yeah, I'll see if I can... I'm going to mess with this in real time, and I will probably regret it. But I found a filter here in OBS. This will take me a couple seconds. But if I can get it to work, it'll be so lit. Here we go. Game Boy camera. Is that on here? There we go. Yeah. Yeah. It's sort of Game Boy camera-y. How I can change the pixel size a bit to make it a bit crunchier. The dither factor. No, we'll leave that as it is. That's cool. I'm going to leave that like that for the rest of the stream, I think. Is it going to follow me around? It is. Wonderful. I like the look of that. That looks kind of neat. It does make me a little hard to see. Maybe I'll adjust some of those. Adjust some of those numbers. Just a little bit. Maybe turn down the dither factor. I think that's what did it. It is color. You can play Game Boy. You can play the Game Boy camera on a Game Boy Color, and you could pick the alternate palette. I think that's what this is recreating. Okay. Continuing on. Doop, 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 doop. Harvest Moon, Game Boy. Yeah. It's cool. Hattress. Hattress feels like maybe it was capitalizing on people going around the Toys R Us R-Zone looking at games, and maybe they get confused because the name of the thing is so close to it. Guys, this is Hat Tetris. This is Hat Tetris. I take back what I said. Because this is Tetris with hats. Looks alright. This is Hat Tetris. I want Hat Zelda. Give me Hat Angry Birds. Give me Angry Hat, please. Hatroid. The options are limited. I was going to say limitless, but I do actually think eventually you would run out of hat-based game puns. They just made a hat on a hat. Yeah, thank you, everybody in chat. That's good stuff. It's a very good joke. And you thought of it before me. And you will get a prize mailed to your home address, which we have on file. Home Alone, yes. Home Alone 2 Lost in New York. Fuck. That, I need to stop saying that whenever I have to go and look and make sure I've played a game or not. Because it makes it seem like I'm angry at Home Alone 2. No. I definitely played Home Alone 1 on the Game Boy, but that doesn't ring a bell. Hook on Game Boy, yes. Hudson Hawk on Game Boy, no. Let's see, what the next one we're gonna get to here. Elden Hat. Oh, okay. Sorry, you guys are making a really good joke. And I need to read all of them. Alexei Pajitnov actually worked on Hatris? Okay, now I'm kind of curious about it. Hat of Duty. Elden Hat. Hat Rim, I think, is better than Sky Hat. All right. We keep going down. Gosh, I don't remember a Simpsons-based mini-golf game. That sounds all right. Ooh, James Bond 007. Okay. What if I told you that they made a licensed James Bond game for the Game Boy system, and that instead of it being kind of a shitty, Metal Gear clone, oof, wait, maybe this isn't. This is Nightfire. No thanks. Yuck. Not what I meant to click. James Bond 007. Well, yeah, hold on. All right. The one I'm thinking of was like a Link's Awakening.
CUD tip.
Oh,
Items the
boy.
same.
Yeah, so it was like a Link's Awakening where you're going around and you're talking to people and you were solving stuff. I guess they made a few of these Game Boy James Bond games. This is the only one I can remember. And it was pretty good. Surprising, because it was fun. It was fun like a Link's Awakening was. Thank you, Squall Snake. Great. Jelly Boy back again. I love James Bond Game Boy. It had a casino and everything. I don't know if I ever got far enough in it to see that, if I'm being honest. Keep going down. Doop, 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 doop. Ooh, Jurassic Park on the Game Boy, yes. I don't think Jurassic Park Part 2, The Chaos Continues. And I don't feel like confirming it. Kid Dracula. Yeah, Kid Dracula was all right, wasn't it? Or was Kid Dracula terrible? I don't know, but I recognize the name. So let's see what Kid Dracula is bringing to the table. Yeah, dude. Kid Dracula slaps. Look at that art style. That's so fun. This must be his castle, because that's a picture of him, or maybe his dad. He's a bat. That's cool. Yeah, I played that one. I played Kid Dracula. Kid Icarus on the Game Boy, yes. Killer Instinct on the Game Boy, weirdly, yes. Another one where, like, they tried really hard to recreate the sort of pseudo 3D sprites of Killer Instinct. I think Rare made this one too, right? So, yeah. So it makes sense that they would kind of get this correct again. They're doing their best. This doesn't look very fun, but it's a mirror match, so those can be sort of more technically complicated. All right, Killer Instinct, yes. King James Bible for use on Game Boy. This is the one that I would pop in if, like, the youth pastor came by and saw me playing Donkey Kong Land. He'd be like, "What are you doing over there? Why would you bring that in here?" And instead of saying the truth, which you're supposed to do at church about, like, it's boring, I'm not having a fun time, and I want to play games, you could just throw on the KJV. I'm just kidding. I didn't have this. But it's really, really cool, I think, that it exists. And just like they put the name of the game on some of these Game Boy games, they went ahead and put Joshua's name right on there. Or this thing belonged to a kid named Joshua, and if you ever needed help, you press start, and the game would pray for you. This is how I smuggled the Game Boy camera into church. Yeah. Y'all learning anything, by the way? This whole series has been a backdoor to getting you all saved and protecting your eternal souls from Satan and his tricks. By watching this, and if you're reading any of this, gotcha. Didn't play King James Bible for use on Game Boy. I had the Game Gear version. King of Fighters, no. Oh, we're in Kirby Town. I've played all the Kirbys down here. I've played Kirby's Pinball Land, I believe, on an emulator. Kirby Star Stacker, no, I have not. Does not sound. Is that like a? Are we talking about a Tetris attack? Are we talking about a? Is that what we're looking at here? Bible also has a Doug button. It's very good. The Book of Doug is one of my favorite of the Dead Sea Scrolls. Well, this is simply not a Game Boy game, but you can take a look at it. Yeah, this is like a Tetris attack. This looks great. I don't remember playing it on any console, but I do love Kirby. I think he's a cool dude, cool round dude with a lot of attitude, and I like him. I haven't played it though. I'll look into it. Clax. Yes. Sure, I played Clax. Weird on Game Boy, but Clax was one that it was an arcade machine, I remember, sort of first and foremost, and I remember seeing it in a lot of like bar and grills when I would go there for food and not for drinking because I was a child. Go on down. Night Quest. What's that? That sounds kind of neat. I don't think this game was released here. Of Kirby Star Stacker, yeah. Probably. Maybe that's why I have not heard of it. This is cool. Hey, is this like... Hold on, wait. When was this game released? 1991. No, okay. This isn't like one of them new ones. How people are making new Game Boy games. This looks cool, man. How come you're trying to fight the little mage, though? He's not doing nothing. God, the music's so good on this. I mean, I imagine you do get sick of it after a while. This looks cool. Who made it? Let's get a... If we can get a developer name. Taito. Licensed by Lennar, licensed by Nintendo. Okay. Yeah, this looks neat. Sure. We'll cue that up. Keep on going down. Krusty Super Fun House. I don't think so. I need to confirm. I played a Krusty game, a Krusty-based game at some point on some platform, but I don't remember it being on Game Boy. Quirk. Yep. Quirk. Sokoban? Is that what this thing's called? Is that what the genre's called? It's a block pushing puzzle game. I would still honestly fuck with Quirk today. I would honestly get down with Quirk right now if I had the opportunity. There's something really good. He was basically the cool spot. But when you're like a little kid and you beat a level in Quirk and you get that, that's an accomplishment. Going up? Hell yeah. You gotta be careful though, Quirk, don't you? You gotta remember where that pit is, Quirk. Good job, dude. This is a real master at work. Boomer toddled so that Quirk could run and push blocks and solve puzzles. How are you gonna turn that? Because there's a square there. You gotta do it that way. I had a Quirk game on my calculator. Was it an officially licensed Quirk product? I can tell the difference. Real Quirk fans can. This shit gets, by the way, just to let you know, Quirk got nasty. That's tough. That's a tough puzz. That's gonna take you a while, man. Even Dolma Caleb here is having a tough time figuring out exactly where these blocks are supposed to go, and I don't blame them. All right. We love Quirk. Lesbians, if that is what the chat is so excited for. I mean, that game was made in 2023, and I don't recognize it by name, so I'm probably going to... I didn't play it because it was released 3 years ago. So maybe later I can Google it in a cursory way, and then we can include it here. Legend of the River King Game Boy, yes! Yes, and Link's Awakening. Okay, couple Stone Cold Stunners here. Didn't play this one until much, much later. I need a commentary free. Nope. I need a commentary free, please. Can I find a commentary free gameplay video? No. No, I can't. I don't think we're going to be able to... Okay. So far, so good. This was a fishing, like, RPG. It had sort of life sim style elements. And then... That's great. I want to see more of, like, the actual fishing mechanics. God, it was so chill. I feel like I played through this one for the first time a few years ago. Ooh, that's going to be tough. I don't think they made a ton of... I don't know that they made a ton of fishing-based games back in this era. All right, let me Google lesbians. Let me just make sure. Okay, it is an adult sci-fi horror turn-based RPG for the Game Boy. I mean, that sounds cool. Anyway, this Legend of the River King, I don't think they made a bunch more of them. The sounds are not particularly chill, I will grant you that much. And then Link's Awakening, yeah. I'm not going to put Link's Awakening up on the pinnacle. Simply not. I feel like it really pales in comparison to a lot of its... I realize this is maybe a unpopular opinion, but like, give me A Link to the Past over this any day. I think it's like hard to remember where to go. The order of stuff is kind of tough. Music's great. It's like fun. The puzzles are cool. The dungeons are okay. If I'm gonna put anything up there, it would be like the DX version on Game Boy Color. But anyway. Lemmings 2, Lesbians, Lethal Weapon, Life is 2D, no. Alright, let's see if we can get through the M's. And wrap up there. Wow. A huge sort of gap in our experience here. Marble Madness on Game Boy, yeah. Mario's Picross, yeah, that was good, man. 95? That was good. You could put Mario's Picross on your Game Boy and you could vibe on that for ages. Okay, Mega Man. Dr. Wily's Revenge, yeah, that one slaps. Then we have 2, 3, 4, and 5. Which are these just... Which of these am I going to remember? Probably Mega Man 2. Yeah, I think we had Mega Man 2. I definitely don't remember. Yeah. The music's not so great. Not up to sort of Mega Man snuff. I feel like Mega Man 4 is sounding familiar to me. I need a sense memory to activate here. Nah, this doesn't look so familiar. 2, yes. 3. I think they're all going to look nearly identical. I know we had 2. I know we had Wily's Revenge. I might just leave it there. Megalit, nope. What else could we have possibly played? Metroid 2, Return of Samus. Yeah. Cool game. Really liked the... Was it 3DS remake? Is that right? I really liked it. The one where they added like the parry system and everything. Very cool to play a Metroid game on a handheld. I did actually finish this one too. But I don't know that I would say I love it, because again, it would sort of rank pretty close to the bottom of the Metroid list for me. Micro Machines, Money for Power Rangers, no, no, no. No. Missile Command, no. Let's finish with something strong. What's Monster Maker? Let's see what Monster Maker is. Yeah, the 3DS remake. Who did it? Who did the 3DS Metroid remake? Was it, not Way Forward. Who did, oh, shit. Housemarque? Was it a Housemarque thing? Or am I misremembering? I may be misremembering. Here's Monster Maker. Looks good so far. This video is 35 seconds long. Probably not going to get a super representative cross-section. So let's bail. Keep going down, keep going down. Mortal Kombat. Yeah, I did play Mortal Kombat on the Game Boy. Thank you very much. Much like Killer Instinct, it paled in comparison to the original, but I played a lot of it. You could go up the whole tower. Let me make sure it was Mortal Kombat, because Mortal Kombat 2 sounded familiar too. Acclaim. Makes sense. Uh-oh. Oh no. I've crashed. I've crashed Chrome. Come back to me. Come back to me, YouTube. Boy, we're going to be up a creek if I can't get YouTube to load. Here we go. Yeah. I think, God, that all looks pretty familiar, but I'd be willing to bet that Mortal Kombat looks nearly identical to that. Let me just confirm. Yeah, I mean, yeah, they all look pretty much the same. I'm just going to mark that I played Mortal Kombat here, because I don't remember owning multiple Mortal Kombat games, and it probably makes sense that we would get in on sort of the ground floor. I'm not deep fried. I'm Game Boy camera sort of themed. There's lots of dithering happening here. Mr. Do, Mr. Nuts. The two shall never meet. They will never solve their long-standing beef. And My Dinner with Andre. Another sort of late release, not an actual sort of original Game Boy title. But man, I'm curious about that. All right, let's keep going down. I want to finish with a good one, and then we'll stop. NBA Jam. No, not on Game Boy. Interesting. I don't think I knew that was there. The new Chess Master. Same as the old Chess Master. I just want to see this old man wish me a warm welcome again. Yeah. The new Chess Master? What makes the new Chess Master so new? That's disappointing. I thought there would be an actual new Chess Master, and there absolutely wasn't. All right, keep going down. Is there love for Mr. Do and Mr. Nuts? Is there people saying to watch? No. Eternal Champions. Ooh. Did I skip Eternal Champions, or did I do that? No, because that was a Genesis game that I definitely played it on Genesis. Yeah, we'll find Eternal Champions when we get to that sort of era. All right, come on, just one last one, please, one last good one. No. The NIV Bible and the 20 Lost Levels of Joshua? Huh? I didn't even know Joshua had lost levels. Mr. Do was known as an arcade game. Yeah, I don't know it from... I know the name. What Bible story are we working with here? This is when Josh had to go around and smash all the vases? think it was in Paul's letter to the Corinthians. Chapter 5, verse 7. It said, "And then Joshua went bananas. He saith to the Lord, I'm going to start smashing and you tell me when to stop. And the Lord said it was good." And so Joshua really, really made a mess. And he looked at the Lord and he was like, "Pretty good, huh?" And the Lord realized that he made a big mistake. But that's how life goes sometimes. We all make mistakes, because nobody's perfect. That's in the Bible, guys. Nope. Oddworld Adventures. Yes, we've played that one. It's not a very good port, but it's there. Bought that one at a used game shop in New York City the first time I went on a family trip there for a visit. Went there and wanted a game to play on the ride home. Got Oddworld Adventures, and it was pretty disappointing. It was not very good. Keep going down. I mean, shit, guys, if we're not careful, we will hit Pokemon here, and I don't know that we have time for that yet. The Page Master, yes. Traded Bryce a game for a game, and the game I got out of the trade was the Page Master. So that didn't go so good for me. Paperboy, yes. I don't think I played Paperboy 2. Are we going to hit a jammer before we get to Pokemon? I don't think we are. I think we're going to have to do it. I'm okay with that. Let's go. Yes. Yeah, I mean, yeah. So I played Blue, and then I played Fire Red. So maybe I shouldn't say... Well, no, yeah. I'm just going to say both of them because it's the same thing. I think that's fair for Pokemon games where it's the same thing, right? Pokemon Yellow version was arguably different because you had Pikachu following you around, and there's some, like, extra stuff in there. Yeah, finish. Yeah, love. Yeah, of course. I don't know that I'll mark love for all the Pokemon games, but, like, let's just... Please. Important. Changed the definition of what a game can be on a gaming handheld. Pokemon. It can be a big RPG. It can be a competitive experience. It can be huge. It can be enormous. It can have huge worlds that you explore and make your own. I love Pokemon. You all know what it is. This is when it first arrived. Justin, I think, convinced me to get it because he was going to get the other version. We did. He didn't really stick with it, but clearly it had an impact on yours truly. I could go on and on and on. The fact that they kind of keep making the same Pokemon game over and over and over again, and this was the one that kind of set the mold, I think speaks to its profound, I don't know, place. It deserves to be here on the pinnacle. Way up high, alongside the Game Boy camera. I think let's stop there. I think let's call it there. Feels appropriate. Feels an appropriate time to stop there. I'm gonna turn this filter off because it's confusing everyone who's coming in late. Thank you all so much for joining us. And I don't know why I said us. It's me. And so thank you for being here. This is always a delight. I love going through. I'll never forget rediscovering Boomer. Like, that was a huge moment for me, and you all got to be here for it. So yeah, we got some merch in the merch store here for the month of July. You can go to McElroymerch.com. Check that stuff out. I love the Trav Nation Centennial magnet that we have up on there. The new and final Adventure Zone graphic novel, Story and Song, comes out in 2 weeks. Very, very soon. You can pre-order it at theadventurezonecomic.com. And if you live around Boston, we're doing a grand finale event on July 16th up there. You can find links to tickets and everything at bit.ly/McElroy Tours. So come along for that if you live in the area. And please pre-order the book if you think you're going to read it, because it really helps us out in a major way. It lets booksellers know how many copies of books to order. It is a genuinely sort of important part of the process. So, theadventurezonecomic.com. Thank you all so much. I almost certainly will not be here next week. We will probably be taking an off week as I take my family on a little trip, a little summer vacay. Looking forward to that. But we will be back ideally in 2 weeks with another episode of Every Game Ever. So join us again for that. I keep saying us. It's really just me here, so yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for sticking around. We'll get through the rest of the Game Boy games next time in a couple weeks. Have a great weekend. Have a safe 4th. Stay cool. Stay dry. You don't want to stay dry. Stay hydrated. That's the opposite. And I'll talk to you later. Goodbye, everybody. Wait, nope. Bye.